down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
What's going on, Savvy Investors? This is your friend, Steve VanCauwenbergh. Yep, we are friends. You know why? Because you tuned in to the Savvy Radio Show. Now, what makes you a friend? Well, if you read and you listen and you grow, we on the same team. We're friends. That's the whole goal. And today I'm going to drop some knowledge. Anyway, I've been hanging out with some rookie young investors out there, just excited to get into the market. And they're asking me all kinds of good questions. And if you don't know, you need to ask. It's simple. And it could be as simple as, man, what do I blank? I don't know. Any question is a good question. A bad question is never asked. You hear me? So you should ask every question. All right, I got 3 questions from some young rookie investors that are I'm telling you, they're going to go big. Number 1, should we get an LLC before we fill out the financial documents from a bank? We have a lawyer who can get it done early next week. We already have plans of filling them in. We already have an LLC. Should we get another one that's just directly for our real estate business holdings? I get this question a lot. When should I pull the trigger on an LLC? Well, first of all, when do you need an LLC? If you're going to borrow money, you're going to need an LLC to borrow commercial money. If it's a legitimate bank, you never want to put personal loans or loans for your business in your name and vice versa, also known as commingling. And if you want to be professional, you need to have an LLC as a business. Now, I talked to some homies in other parts of the country where LLCs are extremely expensive and they charge a franchise tax, and there's a bunch of things that go along with it. But here's a quick and down and dirty answer. If I was brand new, I would spend all my money and all my time finding a deal. After I get the deal, you can easily file an LLC and make it official. You can sign a contract and assign that contract at closing to your LLC. Now, if you're going to go borrow money in an LLC, and to avoid Dodd-Frank, meaning, if you buy a house in your name, you're under certain different laws versus certain different laws with an LLC. So logically, if you're brand new and you don't even know what you're doing, but you want to drop $300 or $500, I heard people pay $1,200 for an LLC. I don't recommend it tomorrow, but if you're in the game and you're moving forward, yes, you need to get an LLC as soon as possible. Here's a couple of things that you need to know about your LLC. As soon as you get that bad boy, you got to file taxes a certain way. You probably should have a CPA. You're going to incur costs there. Also, in Oklahoma, you have to keep that updated, which is a minimal fee of $25 a year. But if you don't pay your franchise fee in some states, your protection of liability may not be in existence, because your LLC won't be in existence if it's not current and up to date. And I know some bankers out there, or banks in general, that do check to see if your LLC is up and current and active. So there's some work behind it. Do some research. Find out, what's an LLC? What does it do for you? How does it protect you? And then should you be an S Corp? All these things, when you file your taxes are important, and you need to know what your direction that you're going into. All right. Question number 2. Should we get a P.O. box for our LLC? I tracked some investors' LLCs on the county assessor last night, and they use their home address. This is a great question. You should not have your home address on your LLC. First of all, if you ever get in a legal battle and you have an asset, there you go. They know that you own a crib. That's none of their business. You want to keep amenity, add amenity, whatever. You want to keep out of the loop as much as possible. An office space, you can rent an office space in my building for $150 a month. Comes with a AC, lights, bathrooms, toilet paper, all bills paid, internet, and a mailbox for $150. That's could be high if you're just starting out, or it could be cheap if you don't have to think about it. Now, you can get a P.O. box, but you can't get packages delivered there. and they're about $6 to $10 a piece. Or you could check out a UPS store. And for 10 years, I had a store, an address. You need an address, and if it's not you, now I need to do a podcast on this. You can get an address. I don't know the name of the company, but there's a service that you could use someone else's address. They'll get your mail. They'll scan your mail for you, and they'll email it to you. They'll deposit checks for you. It's pretty legit. And this dude that I know and trust, he loves by it, swears by it, and you can have an address anywhere in the country. Pretty cool. And I'll probably do a podcast on that. I haven't talked to my homie about this in a while, but yes, you need an address. Make sure it's not yours. If you want to just be quick and down and dirty, do a P.O. box. You can also, to save that time, if you ask that question, you can actually, the lawyer that does your LLC for you, use their address. Now, I have done that before as well. Number 3, my husband told me about the funky dog smell in the house. My question is, since it's a bank owned, will they consider a low offer? The numbers don't work unless we get it for much less than they want. Man, good question. This is not, I love them. I'm working with a husband and wife team, and they just dynamic. They just the twins out there. They just crushing it. They working hard. They got their full-time jobs. They got a child. They trying to make it work. They working around my schedule. I'm impressed. And the question, they both working together as a team. Here's the deal. Yes, to answer the question, will a bank consider a low offer? Absolutely. Here's a question that here's a thought that I always thought about. Someone's going to low offer them and they're going to get mad, but the second person behind them makes a low offer, they're going to reconsider. Where are you in the chain of command, or where are you in that process of those offers? You could be first or you could be last, but the numbers never lie. So low to you may be clearing up their books. There was a time where I bought a bunch of REOs from a bank in the month of December, and they were willing to loan me the money for the acquisition and the fix up, and there were no money down deals. They needed to clean the loan off of their books for their end of the year audit. So yes, you should make an offer based on your education. If you studied or listened to my yesterday's podcast about you need to do an offer with substance, prove why you're offering this amount of money. It stinks. It's going to cost $1,200 of ozone and blast this smell out of here. There's cat pee everywhere. We got to get a sanitizer. There's feces is everywhere. Write it down, take pictures, send it to the bank. They don't think like an investor. They're sitting up there with their tie on, hanging out, looking at a spreadsheet. They don't know it stinks. You got to let them know it stinks. They don't know there's a roof that's leaking. You got to show them it's leaking. So to answer your question, since the bank's owned, will they even consider a low offer? Money in the bank, girl. I bought several houses from banks, and they will consider your offer. Hopefully this helps you. Great questions. If you got more, bring them to me, email me, text me, Facebook me. I don't know. Get a hold of me. Go on the website, The Savvy Radio Show. Click on the voice thing and tell me a question. Other than that, hopefully this helps you. Hopefully this empowers you. And I haven't said this in a long time. Get out there and go buy assets.
Thanks for listening to The Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.